Uh.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome into the Buc-ee's Parking Lot 195 here at Texas Motor Speedway. I'm just kidding. It's, in all honesty, the Rudik for President 195. And who would want Jeffrey Rudik leading their country? As he is a leader among men here in the Affinity Racing Series. Art is running just a couple minutes behind, so he'll hop in here in just a minute. So right now I'll solo the qualifying coverage, but yeah, he'll be here in a second, so we'll play the commentary duo of myself and Art. But here at Texas tonight, 7th race of the season. We got this and Talladega next week to decide the regular season. And before we move into the chase format, but tonight the race information is 2 laps qualifying as always to set the field for the 130-lap main event. 55% fuel capacity gets us anywhere from 32 to 36 laps. 5 total sets of tires, 1 starter set, 4 in the pits, 0 fast repairs, and 3 green-white checkers if needed. So let's go ahead and get you into the on-track action as qualifying is underway. Matt Frady was one of the quickest drivers in practice. So we'll see if he can take that top spot in qualifying as well. And there's Frady himself starting on his first lap. Time to beat right now, 29.6 from Jacob Thornton. Got a couple of next up drivers in the field here tonight that have earned their way into the big show due to some drivers opting out and just due to their good performance in the Next Up series. We'll see how they will handle it tonight. We have 2 or 3 making their debut. Dylan Failvich jumps to the top of the board, 29.57. Frady, 29.87 on his first lap. Let's go on board with him for his second lap, which is obviously going to be the quicker of the 2. Shifting into 4th gear. Barely into 5th before he gets into turn 3. Keep it planted almost on the apron. And don't let that wall out of turn 4 catch you. It comes up quick. Right to the bottom of the racetrack through the tri-oval. And Matt Frady will go P3, 29.36. Fillers on top of the 29.30. He was, I believe, second quickest in practice. So that he found that just that little bit extra. Aaron Huggins won last week in a thriller. Goes P4. Joshua Parent, P7. Dylan Dreiling, one of those drivers making their next-gen debut. 17th quickest at the moment. Then on his second lap, no improvement, so 17th at the moment. Here's Andrew Tenold going out for his laps. See what the driver of the 45 machine can do. He's looking to rebound from a vicious crash last week at Pocono. And so just completing at least 10 laps would be a bonus for him. We'll see what he can do here tonight. But 2 races left in the regular season. Cut line is tight for the chase for the Next Gen Series title. 12 drivers will get in. And we'll show you the points in just a second. So just over a minute. Rating and qualifying. Cabe McClenny goes top of the board. Tenold 20th after his first lap. down the back straightaway for the final time in his qualifying run, and I believe that is it for drivers that are on timed laps, so I don't think anyone else will have time, even if they get out on the track. So Tennell crosses the line in the 45 machine, and he will go 14th quickest. Okay, McClenney's still running laps, as is Brandon French. And he's practicing pit road entry. That's probably not a bad idea. So let's go ahead and show you the points as they came into tonight. Kay McClenney will be on pole. Fillers alongside of him on the front row. But these are the points coming into tonight. 2 races left in the regular season. We take the top 12 to the playoffs. And Pinder has a 7-point lead over his teammate, William Bowman. And there's Tennell in 14th. That's where he starts tonight. Devin Galvin right there. Joshua Parent, Lucas Reed. Got a lot of guys that need a good run here tonight. And then as we go further through your point standings, really you look at it, down to McElroy in 19th. Demien needs a lot of help. Schwartz does as well. But they'll get that help next week at Talladega, the ultimate wild card. Anyone can and will win. But you still have an outside shot really down to 19th of pointing your way in if you have some 2 good results. So we'll see how it shakes out. Let's reload the overlay here as the points got stuck on the screen because we were showing them up in between sessions, so we'll get them out of here in just a second. But yeah, it's going to be a tight point battle. Looking forward to it. Some CMS guys on the cut line, on the bubble. It's going to be good. Art, have you joined the booth?
No, I have not.
Welcome in.
Always having fun at the start of these. Never know if I'm going to make it on time, but usually I do.
There we go. Points have finally decided they want to get off the screen, and we can bring up the relevant information for 130 laps here. That's a good-looking field, as it always is. Under the lights, especially. Looks like we'll have a
34 drivers?
Just getting ready to say that. 34-car field if they all grid up and head out. Most of them will. And it's looking like a very exciting race in the cards. But I think we're doing our extended grid time again, so we'll be rolling off here in just a second.
Yeah, they love that extended grid here. Got to give them time to yap.
Especially 2 races left in the regular season. Got to tell the next up drivers, you know, mind your P's and Q's, all that fun stuff.
YJ cars, the real 23. I don't like no fake 23s. Alright, it gets me.
It caught you out last week, that's for sure.
It really did. Hey, I know. North Carolina, not the real 23.
Bunch
Jordan's
of
not the real 23.
fraudulent performance in March Madness this year too as well. North Carolina State, the best basketball team in North Carolina. So that's not something anyone was expecting, but it looks like everybody but Daniel Pendergrass is on pit road or ready to go.
NC State's really going to get bullied by Purdue.
I'm not looking forward to that.
They brought back the real big man with Zach Edey.
Pendergrass has gridded up, so it is a full 34 here tonight. How long will all 34 last? That remains to be seen. But we should only have the 1 pace lap, so let's get right into it. Art, your pick to win.
Give me starting P9, Joshua Parent. The 22 machine.
Not a bad pick there. He's shown some good speed. Had some pretty bad luck, but he's got the speed to go with it. Give me Matt Frady in the 40 machine, starting 4th. There's something to that, maybe. Quickest in practice, 4th overall. In qualifying, he's got a great shot tonight. I think he'll pick up his first win of the season.
I have strong faith that my driver will either win the race or end up in an exciting wreck somewhere. Josh Parent is aggressive, but he is fun to watch. Some drivers might not like him, and that's okay.
Yeah, we're still rolling off of pit road here. We might have to delay this another lap.
Race control!
We'll see. I think they'll be. I mean, Rudik still hasn't even
It
made it
might
off.
be close.
It's gonna be close, but Jeffrey Rudik,
Like, Gabe is going into the 3
he's
and
got
4.
his namesake on this. They're gonna have to put the hurry up on here.
Alright, they've extended it.
Yeah, that's good. I always thought like where they're not even 2x2 on pit road, but they're kind of just in like a kind of diagonal line. I thought that was a bit strange.
I thought it was dumb.
Whatever happened to a good 2x2 rolling off together, right? Because then that leads to this situation. But
Just give us the super speedway.
yeah, Jeffrey Rudik is just now catching the field, so that was a good call to delay.
Yeah.
So one more lap of suspense. 2 races left in the regular season. The pressure builds again. But let's point out our next up guys here tonight real quick. Sam Hines made his debut last week in Pocono. Didn't last long. He'll look to improve on that effort. Chad Adams, Jake Niparis, Casey Herring, Dylan Dreiling, and I believe that is it for tonight. So got a couple of them always starting at the back to begin with. Pace car rolled through pit lane and then came back and picked the field up for one more lap.
I believe we have another lap.
Do we?
It says it was now 2 to green.
Interesting.
Race control is having fun.
At least it can't be as bad as Richmond's race control from last night.
Did he go? Did he not? He definitely did.
Yeah.
He jumped that start.
Oh, yeah, 100% did.
Wait, NC State's in the Final Four in both brackets? Or in the... Yeah.
They're a basketball school now, but lights are out on top of the pace car, so I believe this should be it. We're getting ready to go racing here in Texas. You know, they say it's always better in Texas, but we'll see. Real life product leaves a lot to be desired, but these drivers are aggressive and hungry for a win, so I think they'll put on a half-decent show, even despite the configuration that we're at this week. Pace car is off, Cabe McClenny field in tow, and we are underway for the Rudik for President 195. And right off the bat...
So we're going off race length?
Yeah, I guess we are. Well, that's what the naming right is. Just kind of parrot-minded that. But either way, Cabe McClenny leads off of turn number 1. A lot of room to fan out through 1 and 2, but really you only use the first 2 lanes. Same thing in 3 and 4. And we like to look midfield if there's any chaos on the first lap. Looks like they'll be okay. The 34 does complete the first lap under green. It is Cabe
How's our
McClenny
future president doing?
Jeffrey Rudik, he's up 5 spots in the opening lap. The future president doing all right.
I hope this man doesn't have allegations against him one day. Like, of any kind.
Right. Well, he intentionally right-hooked someone, a couple years ago in iRacing, so we can't vote for him for president, but... There's Parent Huggins, last week's winner at Pocono in a thrilling fuel mileage race. He is in 7th. He has 3 wins on the season and is not the points leader, surprisingly. He's kind of had a boom or bust season. Season opener at Daytona was bust. Then he followed it up with a win. And 2 others since then, but the pinnacle of consistency thus far has been Cabe McClenny. Fillers went off the racetrack to try and get underneath him. Got the track just a little bit too much in the tri-oval, so he'll lose that 0x bonus. Left side tires were in the grass. Tried a good old-fashioned pass in the grass there, and he's still stuck in second. Another off-track. Andrew Tennant, I believe, cut the tri-oval there through the front stretch, but he's okay as well. A couple of drivers up 3 spots in the first couple of laps. Bowers +3, Sean Anderson +3, as well as Sam Demien. My pick to win going in the wrong direction. That is Matt Frady. Losing 4 spots, potentially saving, or just caught out in the unpreferred line up in the roof.
Mine is stuck right where he started.
E9, Joshua Clark.
As long as he can, just get to the front and then stay, that would be great.
Absolutely. And they're right next to each other. How about that? Our picks to win going at it. Didn't hear who Corbin Simmons' pick was, but we'll chime in a little bit later, I'm sure.
He's going to pick the winner.
Biggest mover right now, though, is Tony Scarbo. He's +7. But Fillers has not left the back bumper of Cade McClenny. They are pretty much right in each other's tire tracks, 1 car length apart. Another 2/10 back to Brandon Bowers. Right now it's a Jughead 2-3. And really the top 4 separated by 7/10 of a second, and then another 7/10 or so right back to Sean Anderson. See if we can find some good battles. So it's a lot of single file. Everyone's trying to race to the bottom, but here's one right here. Cale McClenny and Jonathan Short side by side into turn number 1. That 07 trying to brave it around the outside. Looks like he'll do so. And there's even a big split from 11th on back. Here's Casey Brown, but 1.7 seconds back to Alex Chira in 12th. So splitting the pack up early, only 10 laps into the Rudik for President 195. You can see the tire tracks there through the tri-oval. Couple guys have been cutting it real close, almost 3 wide here.
You saw Randy wanted to make a move.
Oh, 07.
Ooh, we are 3. That's speed zone that was 3 there for a second.
But I say that 07's making that top lane. I say it's top lane, but no one else dares goes higher than that second groove. But that 07's making it work in that second lane. He's up 10 spots in the early going. A little bit of contact there potentially between him and Kevin Boley.
Yeah, maybe not a fan of being squeezed that tightly down the front stretch. Already known as an aggressive driver, though. That's another guy on that list.
Boley out of position, so Randy Arms will take a position. Demien trying to follow through as well. And it looks like we've already lost Dylan Dreiling in 34th, so not sure what happened to him. But back up front, battle for the lead. It is Fillers. I got around Cade McClenny. Let's take a look at how he did it. He finally... Oh, he does not get to the inside. There's a lot of contact there, actually. Bowers, evasive maneuvers to not take him out.
Got mid-race storylines.
Thornton had to check up, and we'll see what happens if that 05 gets back to him, but he's the meat in a Jughead sandwich right now. Bowers trying to power around that second groove through 3 and 4. McClenny not giving it to him easy. Bowers into the wall off of 4. Next gens are pretty durable, but you don't want to knock the wall down if you can help it. It seemed like a pretty decent lick there for the 11. We're still side by side, but the 5 will take the initiative. Slide up right in front of the 11. Brings a couple more guys into the fold all the way back to Matt Frady. It's 1.2 seconds separating your top 8. Let's go on board with Frady. Gotta be pretty encouraging if you're kind of at the back of this line. You're like, hey, the leader's right there. Gotta race each other hard. I'm just kind of watching it all unfold. And McClenny, big power move to the inside of Fillers. We'll see how aggressive it gets. Here comes Sean Anderson down the back straightaway. These guys not giving each other an inch. Sean Anderson looking to take advantage of the situation. But it is McClenny that powers through on that preferred line through 1 and 2. Let's see if he can break away now.
Looks like Fillers lifted a little there to get, a nice arc out of the corner. And potentially, not any problems with McClenny.
They were pushing it pretty hard, so maybe cooler heads did prevail there in the end. Fillers slides way up the racetrack, has to get out of it. They're 3 wide on the front stretch.
That 24 machine almost came across the nose of Fillers there.
Yeah, Huggins very easily could have been right hooked there, and that's not an angle you would want to deal with at a tri-oval type configuration. That would have been a deadly impact. But he lives to race another lap, and he made the most of it into P3. Kyle Ritchie now making a move to the outside of Sean Anderson. Huggins to the outside of Brandon Bowers as they head off into turn number 1. This is great stuff inside the top 5.
I'm going to have to talk to Kyle Ritchie and get him to change his numbers to something that pop. I can read the 98 on his car clearer than I can read his actual number. It blends in.
He's got the quarter panel number.
I like it.
All this battling behind Cade McClenny is allowing him to stretch his legs just a little bit, 0.8 of a second over Perrin Huggins, who has completed the pass now on Bowers. He's bringing Kyle Ritchie right with him. And while these guys are battling hand over fist a little bit further back, it's just a lot of single file right now. Trying to keep their cars in one piece.
It really is single file.
Jake Nipris, Scarbo going at it. Or Lucas Reed, excuse me. Trying to get around the 112 car, next up number. So they're keeping, these next up drivers keeping their car in one piece. So they're doing a nice job, and at the front, the battle still rages on for numerous positions inside the top 5. .76 trying to find some momentum on that second groove around the outside of Bowers. He has about half the car length, now a whole car length as they head off into turn number 3. Fillers trying to fight back, get back inside the top 5. Bowers looked a little bit... Oh, Thornton destroyed the wall out of 4 there. Joshua Parent says, thank you very much. That was a huge hit to the outside wall out of turn number 4. That 31 does not look healthy.
No, that thing is going to start falling. There's a bunch of damage on the right side of that car.
Just a little bit behind this. We had a almost 3 wide for a second. 10 olds looking to the inside of Ryan Tiller. Alex Cheer just ahead of this battle. Brilliant new paint scheme for the 9 machine. Randy Arms in 17th. That's not where we normally expect to find him. He was in contention for the win last week. But slow progress for that 8 machine. He's now +5, gets ahead of the younger McClenny brother.
Yeah, he started 21st. Not, like you said, not usual of him. Just been slow progress getting forward.
The Jughead.
You also got Demian moving up with him too.
The Jughead cars were almost simultaneously on the wall there off of turn 4. Fillers, Bowers following each other step for step. Parent trying to find a way around Dylan Failvich and the Jughead boys.
Ooh, I think that was Parent that was in the wall there a little bit.
Yeah, he's forcing the issue, making it 3 wide. He just got a little bit loose on the exit of 2, slid up into the wall, but not a lot of contact, and he'll actually clear Bowers. He's got a pretty tight handling race car, had to check up there on corner exit. 22 will take the position. It's smooth sailing, though, for Cade McClenny. All that battling. Karen Huggins now 1.8 seconds behind your race leader. These things are slowly starting to calm down. We'll see.
I'm pretty sure I made a championship prediction last year at the end of the season. I think I had an idea of, who would be a strong favorite.
Yeah, I remember that conversation. So while things have cooled off a little bit towards the front, they are heating up back here in the midfield. A lot of the YJ boys and Speed Zone guys racing very hard. Also trying to work together. Tenold trying to hold them off.
We have 4 different manufacturers on the team.
We got a Ford, a Toyota.
Wait, I said 4 because I was looking at a Ford. I meant 3, yes.
Ford, Toyota, and Chevy, I believe.
Yeah, Damien's in a Ford, Randy Arms and Ryan Tiller are in Toyotas.
Schwartz in a Chevy.
Yes.
I mean, we're really just Rick Ware racing it out here. Look at this, though, almost 3 wide. Randy does back out of it. Don't want an awkward team meeting tomorrow morning. But great racing right now. This is just inside and outside of the top 15. A bit further back, just outside of the top 20. A couple of side-by-side battles here as well. William Bowman, Scarbo on the low side. Sam Hines, Jake Nipris. We're on the top. Now they switch again into 3. And Rudik was on pit road here. I know he sponsored the race, but it looks like he had some pretty big right side damage. He was on pit road for 2.5 minutes. He'll drop down multiple laps down to 33rd. Now these battles have kind of slowly shifted back to outside of the top 10. Look at this mess on the front stretch. Yeah, Thornton, he was battling up inside the top 5, and he's kind of just slowly fallen back since that contact with the turn 4 wall.
And he was holding up Schwartz there. He is going to be struggling until he, either we get a caution or if he can just fix that damage.
Yeah, he's going to have to get a caution because he's not going to just be able to sit on pit road under green and get that fixed unless he wants to go multiple laps down. Ooh, Randy hit the apron there and washes up. And that is Fillers coming to pit road. I believe he pitted out inside the top 5. And it's just maybe a lap or 2 early, but he'll be the first one to make that call. We'll see when anyone else elects to respond. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Schwartz going forward into turn number 3. Tenold, I think, will back out of it just a little bit. He's right in there. Looks like the 58 washed up a tad bit. Brandon French now making a pit stop as well. 4 tires for both him and Fillers. Kevin Boley's coming in. I believe we'll push it to the very edge of this fuel run here. I was told 35 by a couple of drivers, but since no one has come in except for Fillers, it might be a little bit longer than that, and they're thinking they can hold off or go for a couple more laps. Bowers also looks like he's fighting an ill-handling race car. No damage, just doesn't look quite comfortable yet. As he's sliding around looking for grip, he's fallen back to 11th.
Yeah, that Jack Lucas car not putting in the work for him right now.
And that's a lot of drivers in a very close vicinity. Any mistake will be brutal. And here comes your race leader, Cabe McClenny. So right smack dab in the middle of what the estimated fuel run is. Here comes Perrin Huggins. There's parts flying off the...
We got a caution.
And I believe it was... What in the world? Cale McClenny. Oh, that's huge damage for several drivers. And one of them's Phil. Oh my goodness. We were watching the race into pit. Oh man. Oh my goodness. Well, the 07's night is done, and they just keep piling in. We were watching them come onto pit road, and quite frankly, all hell broke loose on the racetrack. That's just,
you've got to wonder if this is a lack of like communication.
It absolutely is.
And just
here we go. This will be a good view of it. We're watching Cade McClellan come down pit road, pairing, and we're like, all right, well, let's watch him come down pit road here. And meanwhile,
oh my god,
that is brutal.
Yeah, Ryan Tiller, he was mowing it down to try and get into pit road. He was on that bottom line where, like, I mean, you gotta be.
It can't go any lower.
Yeah.
Let's back this up. I'm just not sure if there was any communication or not, but guys had to have known people were pitting. And here you go. He's all the way down, literally on the white line. And somebody did not get the message. Is that Travis De Leon?
Travis J.P. De Leon.
Coming in here, it's Cale McClellan that he's going to make the initial contact with. Is the 07 pitting as well?
It looks like the 07 decides to make that late decision to possibly do it as well.
Because the 07 is kind of indecisive here about it. You can't tell that he's slowing up, but so the 07 is kind of just caught in the middle, not sure what he wants to do. Because he's going right about the same rate of speed as De Leon right to the last second, but he didn't try to avoid Tiller or really, he didn't slam on the brakes like he was pitting. There was also a late pit stop from someone up ahead as well, so just really not a whole lot of communication there.
07 said pitting entering turn 3, so there was communication. Supposedly.
So then, either way, though, he's going to get punted up the racetrack. Casey Herring nowhere to go. And then let's watch the guys pile in with nowhere to go. We're going full throttle. Jake Nipris, nowhere to go. Fillers, nowhere to go. That's a huge collision.
We've lost our second driver, Jake Nipris.
Yeah, and Cale McClellan also out. Casey Herring most likely gonna spend.
Well,
Cale's done. He doesn't have it right in front of the car. Cale's done.
Yeah. Destroyed. I was gonna say, like, if he could get like required and get like a lap, he might be able to,
Yeah, but Casey Herring, huge damage, and he's done. Officially, just saw him leave right there. Cale McClellan, he's still on pit road, but it's really just a formality. Nipris, you already said, left. Fillers, a lot of damage. He should be able to continue though. Should be race ending necessarily, but that does shake up the order though, because Cade McClellan had come in a couple of laps before that, and he hadn't even got it.
Fillers is gone.
Yep, so never mind. Good news for Jeffrey Rudik, though. Get a handful of free spots. Bad news for Cade McClellan. He had come in just a couple of laps before that and had not got his laps back yet before that caution. So he'll have to take the wave around. He'll be back on the lead lap, but in 22nd. He's lost all track position. Potentially a race-changing incident here on lap 35. But the new leader of the race, as a result of all of that, will be Dylan Filovich. A lot of guys having to take the wave around. Anyone that pitted on 32 or 33, so Galvin, Thornton, Bowers, Huggins, and McClellan will all be taking a wave around, as they got caught off sequence there.
We'd like to correct, Kyle Ritchie is the race leader. Dylan Filovich just drove ahead of him during that.
TTSL Motorsports, either way, on the front row, just having a good time.
Always a good time when you're winning. Just how long can it last? How long can you hold them off? Well, you have a lot of hard hitters out. Bowers looks like he was struggling with his car on that run. I think your biggest competition is going to be don't let Cabe McClenny through. Just park it on his nose and say, no, thank you.
Here we go for the restart. TTSL on the front row. Casey Brown, Joshua Parent, row number 2. Alex Shearer, Matt Frady, row number 3. So we'll see.
Cabe is all the way down in 22nd.
Pace car is off. 26 cars on the lead lap. And Kyle Ritchie will get us back underway.
What was...
He definitely did not jump the restart. He waited, and everyone behind him wanted to go. So that's going to turn things into a hornet's nest. There's no separation throughout the entirety of the field. It's Daniel Pendergrass going 3 wide, way wide.
We got Joshua Parent bouncing off, Casey Brown, Alex Shearer, Casey Brown.
Oh, Randy Lewis in
everything
front of the
going.
field. I think he'll be able to save it. Oh, that could have been...
minimum damage. Holy.
That should have been potentially a career ender, maybe even a sport ender. There was a lot of drivers. Let's see here. Out of turn number 2. Parent and Casey Brown, Shearer getting involved. Oh, and he could... Oh, man, he about got right hooked in front of the field. Brandon Bowers gets a little bit. Sadly, though, the big loser there is Alex Shearer, most likely. Let's see what happens here. I think Parent comes up into Brown, but Brown really doesn't arc out as much as Parent was expecting him to. He just kind of holds that line, and yeah, that's right front damage for the 9. Brown comes all the way down to get his teammate. Look at Sean Anderson's threading the needle there.
Wow.
Chad Adams will not get the lucky dog because he was involved. Brandon French will because he was on pit road.
The safest place to be.
Parents coming in immediately, potentially some damage. I don't think it should be too much, though, but that could have been huge.
Yeah, I really, like, Randy being able to hold that thing down there. I know he did, he was sliding, but...
Yeah, he didn't hit anything.
Exactly. Those tires are ruined, but at least he's got a race car.
Yeah, seriously. But cautions breeding cautions. We went 35 laps green, and then immediately a couple of cautions back to back. Actually, was it Jeffrey Rudik that gets the lucky dog? It apparently is, because I guess French wasn't eligible because he wasn't on the track. I'm not sure how that works. I think he hit anything. French was on pit road when the caution came out. Chad Adams doesn't get it because he had slight contact with Bowers, so nothing he really could have done about that. But I believe he's the he's the only man on his own lap. French is a lap behind him, so he'll have another chance if we get another caution.
And we probably going to get another caution.
With
how some of these drivers are going.
It was funny. I was talking to Tenold pre-race. I said I'd be very impressed if you get green flag pit stops. They technically got a couple of them in.
Couple drivers got them, yeah.
And then they didn't finish the sequence, but they did start it. I'll give them that. They did start the sequence of green flag pit stops.
Now, if only they could, finish it.
Right.
Which is possible. And highly likely, because I think there are a bunch of talented drivers here in ARS. Just got to get the aggressiveness out of the way.
We should have one more pace lap and then back to green flag action. Devin Galvin on pit road again. Don't know if he's got any damage. I think he got a piece of it. Maybe a little bit of right side damage there, but We'll want to get back out before the pace car. He wants to stay on the lead lap. I don't blame you, Randy. I'd be wore out too. But here we go. Lights shall be off. Now. A little preemptive, but we are going back to racing on lap 44. A couple of guys topping off the fuel.
Still TTSL front row. Your pick to win sitting. It says P4, but he said P3. My pick to win with an EOL. That is how it goes sometimes.
You just hate to see it.
I mean, I said it. He's going to be aggressive, and he can either be, like, he'll have a great day, or he'll be involved in something spectacular. And that was almost spectacular.
Indeed it was. Lap 44, the restart, under 100 to go. Still plenty of time left in this race, though, so we'll see how these drivers handle this restart. 25 cars on the lead lap, then Chad Adams, Brandon French, Alex Shearer on pit road after that one. So yeah, he did get the right front toe link broke on that. It looks so innocent, but right front destroyed, and 8 minutes are required roughly, give or take, and his race effectively ruined. Pace car is off, and Kyle Ritchie and Dylan Failwich, TTSL boys, will get us back underway. You know they're going to try and team this up.
I mean, even if they tried it, Frady's still door-to-door with Failwich.
Yeah, the guy behind the leader will always get a good restart as well, but Failwich power move around the outside will get back into that second spot. TTSL 1-2. And off of turn 2, 3 wide. Ryan Tiller right in the middle of it. McClenny looked to almost bounce off of Kevin Boley there for a second, but I think they made it through okay.
53 having some wobbles up top.
Chad Adams into the wall there. I think just with the nature of this racetrack, you think you have so much space, but it compacts so narrowly on the exits because everyone's trying to run the same lines essentially. At least into 3 when we on the bottom, so everyone's fighting to try and arc towards the bottom of the racetrack. We got a couple guys out of sync. Randy's going to have to fight back up inside the top 20. Ryan Tiller. McElroy plus 14, Tony Scarborough plus 18. So the benefits of keeping a clean car get you a lot of track position. McCabe trying to get back up even in the top 10. He was down in 22nd. Back to 11. 3 wide just ahead of this. Tennell does get clear before turn 3 though. Let's go on board. Tennell provided his driver cams tonight. Let's go on board driver, the number 45 machine, Andrew Tennell. He works just inside the top 10. Still think it's wild we shifted to 4th gear here. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Are they're shifting down into 4th?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Bowers had the run on him there. At turn number 2, so he'll fall back in behind Bowers. Try and regroup. Entering turn number 1. Nearly 200 miles an hour, so they are carrying some speed. With this package they have with the setup. Turn 3, nearly 190 miles an hour. Especially in the draft of another car, but Kyle Ritchie now trying to pull away. He's got 0.4 of a second lead over Demien. Failwich under some pressure from Frady. Sean Anderson, Sam Hines going at it. Hines Definitely impressing after last week's huge collision he was involved in. Didn't really get to see anything in terms of his potential performance, but he's making the most of his, I guess you could really call this his debut, his full debut tonight. He did about 12 laps at Pocono.
Yeah, he's really turning that, second lane there into his.
Here,
I mean, 3 spots he gains.
Failvich, I mean, he is up inside the podium spot. Sam Hines. How about it? The biggest mover to beat plus 26.
Ooh, Failvich got a little piece of the apron there.
Brady will try and carry the momentum around him as well. Still pretty much bunched up tightly. Let's go on board here with Cabe McClunney. He was the pace setter early. Ooh, and Tenold, I think, got into Bowers there. It's a great onboard shot. Cabe almost gets into Bowers right there. Margins are very, very slim.
Bowers is sending it in there. Not appreciative of
They are racing each other very hard. Tenold needs a good night tonight to try and get back into the top 12. So he cannot end up like last week flying through the air. We know he's so good at the restrictor plates. So we'll have a chance next week if tonight doesn't go his way, but just needs to gain solid points. And I think in all of this, I do believe that was Pinder here tonight? He was the man on the cut line. I see a whole host of CMS fellas, but I don't think I see Pinder in all of this. Yeah, so that's going to hugely... And Pinder was not here, so that completely blows open the cut line. And Tenold's in prime position to strike.
I mean, he's sending it in on Bowers right now.
Yeah. That's opening the door for Cabe McClunney, though he does catch a piece of the apron as well. These guys are all over each other, and here comes your pick to or no, they're in the similar paint schemes. It's Parent Huggins.
Not here anymore. My pick to win dropped due to upload packet loss. Oh, contact with Tenold and Cabe.
Oh man. Huggins gets to the outside. Randy Arms right in the mix as well. Tenold fighting for every single spot.
I want to give a shout out to drivers like Tenold. Parent has done it on occasions. I know Cabe has done it, but like the drivers who give us their cams and anyone who try and give us a little extra so we can try and make the broadcast better.
Absolutely. Definitely adds to the immersion. But back up front, here comes Matt Frady. He wants a piece of the lead for the first time tonight. Closing in on 2 car lengths to Kyle Ritchie. Look at this shot. Look how close everyone is. We got 12 cars under 2 seconds. And there's really not a whole lot of separation between anybody. So any slip up, you lose 3, 4, 5 spots easy.
Sam Hines looking to the inside of Matt Frady. We're going to have a battle here.
P2 at 114. They couldn't give him the 14 because he's a next up driver, but that's, he's got the 114 assigned to him, but he is running the 14. But he is looking for second. How about it if a next up driver won in his second ever start in the next gen series? But he did get held up a little bit behind the 40. Here comes Demien. Anderson getting involved. Here comes Failvich and Bowers and McClunney, Huggins, and a whole host of others. And all this battle, and you're thinking you're side by side with somebody else, and 3 guys are like, "Hey, I'm gonna just follow up, take the spots away from me." Even further back, there's William Bowman, Sean Anderson, Devin Galvin, Kevin Boley. Bourneton trying to recover. He's still got that heavy right side damage. But He had top 5 speed early on tonight.
I think Hines has used up a lot of his stuff. He started to drop back. He's now in, I believe, P5?
P6 now.
Yeah, Felvich got around him.
Yeah, he's using that second lane well, but I do believe it wears up his stuff a lot quicker than everybody else. And as I say that, Alex Cheer going way up to the top side. Although not for position. Update from race control in chat a couple of laps ago. F in chat for French. Broke his toe link.
You don't want to say that French is a bad language.
Ooh, and Cheer again into the wall hard. He just got that right front fixed, and he's already testing the durability of the pit crew. And your Pendergrass now on pit road. Brandon French, obviously, and Jeffrey Rudik on pit road. So he may not win the race, but still alive in the presidential election. Has not been ruled out. And that's his face on the machine of the 13 car.
See, but I have to ask a question. Would you vote for somebody who can't win an ARS race? Like, he's got to prove it to me that he deserves my vote.
He's got to have
He's got to have that win next to his name, and I'll give it to him.
Fair enough. Yeah, but words from Joshua, parent, PC crashed. Cool. Said sarcastically for those who can't detect sarcasm over the internet. Yeah, I'll be curious to see if it goes green the rest of the way. Very low chance. How far can Bowers and McClenney make it? They're not that far behind, but they're stuck in all this traffic. Can they eventually get through it all and then come out ahead as we head to the second half of this race?
Just send parent my apologies for
picking him to win. Nobody giving an inch inside this top 10, really anywhere. I mean, there's great battles all over the place.
Yes, I really like how Cabe has been handling the traffic, trying to make his way forward. You know, in his first season, next up driver, he was a little more aggressive. He knew he was faster than a lot of drivers. Just wanted to, get through them and get towards the front. Now, it looks like he's shown a little more, patience, not necessarily driving through people, just taking that long run because he knows how to save his stuff. He knows he can get back to the front, just being patient.
Yeah, he's lost a couple of races. I think he'd be the first to say, just being a little bit too aggressive, getting himself caught up in some bad situations, but the patience is paying off as he's already back to 5th. He restarted 22nd. So he is working his way back towards the front quickly. And he also working back towards the front after that spin. Casey Brown right there, Andrew Tenold thinking about 3 wide into turn number 1. A little bit further back, we had some guys. I think that was Kevin Boley that took a little bit of a shortcut through the tri-oval. He was way out of shape in turn 1, so I think he got a piece of the grass there. There's McClenney through the 4th now. It's interesting, he keeps gaining positions and spots, moving closer to the lead, but he's losing time overall working through all this traffic. So he got from 10th to 4th, lost some time doing it. So it's like, hey, I got more better track position, but I'm further behind. So we'll see if he can now make up that time that's needed as well.
Yeah, if we can get,
off the lead.
Through a cycle of green flag pit stops, and he might have, this open air that he's worked for, it's going to be almost a lock for him to get back up there. Just does he use his stuff? Because, Demian and Kyle Ritchie might use their stuff racing each other. Felvich and Demian might use their stuff racing each other. I think Cabe getting himself in fresh air potentially no cars in front of them is going to be great.
Absolutely.
Race control saying pit lane is too complicated.
Yeah, but Kyle Ritchie's had the opportunity to save his stuff. We'll see if he's got a little bit left in the tank towards the end of the run. But he does have a tiny bit of clean air, like you were saying. He's got a couple car lengths, nearly a second or so. So he can close in if he's got anything on third and second, who are really close to battling here anyways. If you're TTSL here, I wonder if you split the strategies at all and have Failvich try and cover off McClenny and Huggins and Frady, and he pits a little bit early, and then you can just have Kyle Ritchie run it normally, and you have guys splitting the strategy, and you got multiple strategies versus, everyone else trying to fight for one.
See, but in that situation, you gotta, like, as a driver, you know what strategy you want, like what works for you, the one you've gone over in your head. Now imagine someone telling you, all right, but I want you to do this other thing so I can take that strategy.
Yeah. I'm just thinking from, the mile high in the sky. It's like if Failvich comes in now, he could come out ahead of everybody. Kyle Ritchie comes in on the regularly scheduled time. Then he'll be quicker towards the end of the run. Failvich can, battle with Cade McClenny, Huggins, and let Kyle Ritchie scoot further and further away. Cody B. Johnson is now in, as well as William Bowman and Kevin Boley. So pit stops are happening now. We'll see if they can all get through cleanly.
Interesting. Failvich got around Demian fairly easily there. So, almost like Demian's letting him by so that he can pit, but he didn't.
And here comes Sean Anderson in. First of your top 10 runners to do so. Bowers coming in. We expect to see the rest of the top 10 very shortly.
Got a prediction from Corbin. He believes someone is going to hit someone else while pitting.
It happened the first time, and look at these margins, though. It's just a couple of car lengths. Let's go on board here, actually.
Ooh, leaders coming in. Kyle Ritchie and Failvich and Demian. Cabe's going to stay out.
So that's 1, 2, and 3 all in. And they're going to try and use the benefit of fresher tires to further their lead on the rest of the field. And we'll see when the rest of these guys look to respond. Went on board there with Randy. It looked like everyone was minding their P's and Q's on pit entry that time. I feel like everyone's got a little bit of PTSD from the first time. McClenny's coming in. Sam Hines and Frady as well. It was close, though. We saw a couple guys fly around on the outside. Got the raid from Cody B. Johnson, because I believe he is calling it quits for the night. Sorry to hear that, but we do appreciate the raid. When does Perrin Huggins elect to come in and pit? It looks to be this time by... Tennell washed up. That could have been death. Randy had to really check up. He'll lead that lap and then instantly lose the lead to Shorts, because he had to blow way up and get out of the group to not run over Tennell. He won't fight it too hard. Shorts now through. Michael McElroy has also stayed out, as well as Travis De Leon. So only 4 cars that haven't pitted yet. We expect them in shortly. I believe that is Randy coming in. Shorts goes another lap. So
ooh, Demian just got held up by a pitting Daniel Pendergrass.
And that puts Cade McClenny all over the back bumper of the 21 machine. It's worse for the 21 machine because McClenny had already been 2 seconds quicker on and off the pit road. So he used that time to gain. And getting held up by a pitting car, it makes it even worse. So he's right there now. And you got to say the 05 was the quickest car on the racetrack during the opening stint of the race. He'll be under some big pressure. Bowers has actually taken the lead of the race by pitting on lap 73 as opposed to Kyle Ritchie. He made up a ton of time. Didn't even think it was a possibility. But Brandon Bowers, your race leader, came from outside the top 10.
Jughead turning those pit road woes into strengths right now, apparently.
Because Bowers, he took, I wonder if it was a two-tire stop, because he was only on pit road for, or in his box for 11.3 seconds. He didn't take less fuel, obviously. So I believe it might have been just a two-tire stop there for the 11. Because his pit road time, 38 seconds. Everybody else, low 40s. Same thing with Perrin Huggins. He was on pit road 39 seconds. So those guys, seconds quicker than everybody else. And that shakes things up for the TTSL boys. They thought they'd have a 1-2 coming out. Now they're right in the thick of it. Here comes Perrin, Demien's right there, and Cade McClenney. So this race is broke open yet again. Still more pit stops to come. That does spread things out, though, a little bit throughout the rest of the field, though, because from first now to 7th, it's 2.5 seconds. That was really the entire top 10 right before pit stops was within 2 seconds. We should only need one more stop. You can call it really anywhere between 100 and 110, depending on how these drivers want to cut it. Or how they want to split up the last half of this race. How about this, though? Perrin Huggins actually has the freshest tires. He pitted on lap 76. Did not lose that much time. And now he's got 3 lap fresher tires than your race leaders. And he's using those 3 laps to full advantage here. He's going to go up a lane higher. And he's going to put the pressure on Kyle Ritchie right here on the exit of turn number 4. Right in his tire tracks. Bowers not able to get away. Ritchie will go defensive into turn 1. It's 5 cars under a blanket. McClenney trying to close. He's within inside of 2 seconds. He's hoping those top 5 get to racing a little bit harder.
Is it too late to change my pick to win?
Who are you thinking now? You think Perrin Huggins is in that catbird seat?
If I could change it right now, with what we know, I'm picking Perrin Huggins.
For his 4th win of the season.
Can I jinx 2 guys in one night?
We'll see, though. I mean, he's got to Kyle Ritchie. Can he clear him? It looks like he'll get to the inside now. But he's got to make these 2 passes, which is not giving it up easy. Around the outside, he does have a slight bobble, though. But they will still be side by side. Let's get over the door for Failvich and Demien. Perrin does slam the door shut as they head off into turn number 1. Now he'll set sight for Brandon Bowers. And those laps will start ticking off quickly. Because you're really about 15 or so laps away from saying, hey, you're within the final fuel window. You come in and pit early. Because that's what got Bowers the race lead to begin with. William Bowman, he pitted on lap 71 and got him up into the top 10. So let's see how it shakes out. A couple of free spots further back in the pack for guys that want to keep running. I think Alex Shearer taking advantage. He just got around Cody B. Johnson, so he'll get a top 25 out of it. 26th on back out of the race. Kel McClenney. They still haven't even found a right front for it. He's still just chilling on pit road. Fellas, go get a right front for him.
I'm kind of surprised. I guess there is like, what, 30 plus minutes of required possible?
I got to replace the whole suspension and, yeah, it'll be a minute. But here we go. This is the battle for the lead. Kyle Ritchie did not let Perrin get away too much. So he's right there if these 2 guys have a problem. But that momentum off of 4 Going to carry Perrin right up to the back of Bowers. He was looking in that second lane. Now he's going to try the crossover move. Look at the momentum that 3 lap pressure tires give him. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Inside of the, I guess, final 40 or so laps. Nearly. And Perrin Huggins takes the lead. Looking for his 4th win in 7 races. Kyle Ritchie not going away yet. He's got 1 lap fresher tires than Bowers. And I think Bowers is starting to struggle just a little bit. So he's back to 3rd, loses 2 spots in 2 laps. Does Kyle Ritchie have anything for Perrin Huggins, or is this Huggins' race to lose? With 1 more pit stop remaining. A lot of battles further back. William Bowman caught by those on fresher tires, so he's going to fall back a little bit, but it's still a net gain.
I was going to jokingly ask for a Jeffrey Rudik update, but I realized he is manually disconnected.
Finishes. He does gain
Not
5.
my president.
He does gain 5 spots from where he started. He's focusing on campaigning. So I guess that's why he had to call it quits here tonight. 21 cars on the lead lap. Back to Devin Galvin. First car lap down would be Chad Adams. He's been waiting for that lucky dog for a while now. Remember, he didn't get it because of our last caution. He was the lucky dog candidate, and then he ran into the back of somebody that was spinning in front of him. Got that contact, and lost the lucky dog. And he just never really had a chance to get it back. Since then, there's Tenold around Tiller. Things have really started to spread out, except for really your top 6. Still going strong, and the last pit stop will more than likely decide the race. We had to race at Texas, Rudik. It's not a good night for anybody, but that's alright.
Man, really dissing Texas constantly.
Yeah. Michael McElroy here, he was one of the last guys to pit, so he's got actually the freshest tires in the field. He flew by both of those guys. He's inside the top 15. Charging late. What makes Perrin Huggins such a deadly combination, though, we know he's got the speed. He also just seems to nail the strategy week in and week out, especially last week at Pocono, able to save just enough to cross the line, but he always seems to make that pit stop at the exact right time. It's a good combination to have the speed and the strategy calls. I'm surprised Cade hasn't made more progress. Oh, that might be why, though. Nailed the apron through 3 and 4. Big wobble. He was looking to pass Bowers. Now he's under pressure from Demien. He'll hold on for the time being, and he'll actually get clear anyways. Just a corner later than what he would have wanted to. Back into 4th. Yeah, only one man ran in the 29-second bracket that last lap. It was Perrin Huggins. So he's still got a lot of life left in these tires. And there's not a whole lot of fall off in these tires, so maybe pitting a lap too early than your competition's not the worst thing in the world. Depending on how hard you push them in the initial warm-up phase. Coming in on 30 laps to go. Fuel window will be open here any lap now. We'll see if anyone pulls the trigger and tries to do a full fuel run on their last set of tires. What could be if we don't get another yellow. Matt Trady trying to chase after Sean Anderson. Randy Arms and Schwartz going at it. And then here is the battle for 14th, 15th, and 16th. And then Kevin Boley chasing after Jacob Thornton. And that is all the battles we have here inside, just outside of 30 laps to go. We'll see how that changes on the final pit stop.
I think the final pit stop would really activate, Cade McClinney, Brandon Bowers, those drivers who, in their minds, feel like they should be doing better than they are currently.
Right.
And again, Cade could have just used up his stuff. Bowers really looks like he's used up his stuff, dropping back to 6th.
And McClinney has now got to 3rd. The same problem he had on the last run. He gains all the spots back. He just doesn't have the time in his pocket. There's 2.3 seconds off of Perrin Huggins. And really, the defining moment of the race for him was when he got caught a lap down on the pit stop. He just never was able to fully recover the track position. Yes, Bowen also falling off now. His tires are 7 laps older than those around him. So we're losing a little bit of speed. And here comes Brandon Bowers kicking off the last run of green flag pit stop. Sean Anderson right with him. That's how Bowers took the lead the last time. And he actually held it for a handful of laps. So we'll see if he can get out in front. I don't think the leaders will want to wait too long. This time around, we'll see. And Perrin with an immediate response. Kyle Ritchie right with him. Oh, that's 76. Can he get it wound up? If he didn't speed, he passed him on pit road.
What a potentially power move there by Kyle Ritchie.
Oh, but he's going to have to slow down to get into his box. It might all be for naught. But he does have the advantage. They did get started with that pit stop just a 1/10 of a second earlier. Oh, but it's 2 tires for Huggins again. Bowers going to be nowhere close. Huggins with the 2-tire stop. We said there wasn't a whole lot of fall off. I love that call. Absolutely love it. Kyle Ritchie's thinking, man, I was beating him on pit road, and he didn't speed either, that 76. He would have had him. But 2 tires versus 4. Obviously, 4 tires going to get the job done. Bowers nowhere close to overtaking him. Here comes Demien and Hines.
There's a 4-tire stop for Cave as well.
And he'll come out behind Perrin Huggins and behind Kyle Ritchie. Yes. Can Kyle Ritchie make up 4 seconds with 27 laps to go? 4 versus 2 tires. You would think he'd be quicker. All the wear and tear is put on those right side tires, so you can leave those lefts on and be pretty much okay. We'll see if he makes up any time at all. He very well might be stuck at that 4-second bracket because we know how quick Perrin is. And he has not gained on this lap at all. The first couple laps right up to speed. One flex your muscle saying, hey, I got 4 tires, I'm hunting you down. That has not been the case since they got out back up to racing speed. Casey Brown in. Tenold and Travis DeLeon going at it. Demien is in. Thornton is in. Dylan Failvich continues to lead. 26 laps to go. Now he's coming in. Schwartz gonna stay out. Matt Frady coming in. McElroy can go a handful of laps longer because he pitted on lap 78. Travis DeLeon stays out. Tenold coming in. It's a whole mixed bag, but Perrin has stretched the advantage from 4.1 to 4.7. He is quicker on 2 tires than Kyle Ritchie is on 4. So yeah, it was a good call. And he'll have all the track position in the world. He can save those left side tires. You don't even need to push now. 4.5 second lead with 24 to go. Just save your stuff now.
And Kyle Ritchie, he's getting caught up in a lot of traffic trying to move forward here.
Yeah, varying strategies. He's catching cars that haven't pitted yet. He just unlapped himself, and he's also being passed by guys that pitted after him. So it's a whole mixed bag with all these lap cars. gap. 5 seconds now. With the top 4 have not yet pitted. John Anderson will unlap himself, as will Cade McClenney. They're racing for position while also unlapping themselves the hard way. But all these guys, the top 4, have pitted just a little bit later than their competitors, so they can go a couple more laps. Perrin Huggins, he came into the night unbelievably 5th in the standings, but he'll jump, you would assume, if he holds on, he'll jump Randy, he'll go all the way up to 2nd, easily. But Cade McClenney, when he doesn't win, usually is right there in the podium spots, so I don't think he'll get him. But 4 wins in 7 races and not the point leader. That just shows you the consistency of Cade McClenney. But if it's a one-race shoot-off, though, you would favor Perrin Huggins in that, because if McClenney gets 2nd, great consistency, but when Perrin wins the race, he gets the championship. So 2 differing styles of dominance. Because now it is just Jonathan Shorts yet to pit, 20 laps to go. He cannot make it. Has to make one more stop. So all these guys trying to unlap themselves before a potential caution comes out and gets them stuck on track position.
If we get a caution from here to the end, I am going to I'm going to be upset with that driver. There ain't nothing about changing the race, because obviously it changes the race. Like, everything, like, we have had 2 green flag pit cycles. We have strategies in place. If you wreck, I'm going to be on you. I'll be calling for your number to be banned
and the
out
gap
forever.
has gone from 5 seconds to 4.8, so Perrin Huggins comfortably in control. Yeah, we did say it was boom or bust. He's won 3 times in the first 6 races. Perrin Huggins, his average finish is 12.8, and that's with 3 wins. So that's kind of how it goes. His 3 wins have been his only top 10s of the season. Somehow, some way. That's very hard to believe. He doesn't just have a regular, good top 5. But no, he either wins or doesn't finish in the top 10 at all. Cade McClenney has only won once, but has had 4 top 5s to go along with it. So 1 win and 3 top 5s outside of that. His average finish is 6.8. So it kind of shows you how things... Now, Perrin Huggins had a couple top 10s. If he just replaced all those non-top 10s with, his 10th place finishes, he'd be far and away leading this championship. But when he does not win, it can go south quickly for him. I don't think he minds, though. You get 4 wins in 7 races. I think you'll be pretty happy with the way the season's going. 16 laps to go. Shorts makes his final stop.
Have someone asking what happened to Johnson and Reed. Lucas Reed disconnected due to upload packet loss. Cody B. Johnson manually disconnected, so I'm not sure there.
You didn't notice, obviously, the internet for Lucas Reed, but can't really do anything about that. But Cody B. Johnson was running just inside the top 20. I saw he had some damage when he came in. Johnson sped in the pits, and then he saw the race was going green the rest of the way, and just said, I don't want to be stuck 25th, 2 laps down. 15 laps to go. Andrew Tennell looking to crack the top 10, looking for a solid night. He needs it. Chris Pinder of CMS not here tonight. So that opens up the cut line. Let's quickly show you the points. Just real quick. Not to cover up from what's going on track, but Pinder's not here, so William Bowman would be the first to claim that spot. Devin Galvin right behind him, running in 18th. He'll move up. Tenold running 10th, so it'll be very close between Tenold, William Bowman, and Galvin. Sean Anderson running 4th. That's exactly the kind of night that he needed. He could jump them all, even from 16th in points. Parent, his PC crashed. He needs a win next week to get in. Lucas Reed, same thing. So the bubble picture is getting a lot clearer heading into Talladega next week to close out the regular season.
I want to say, I thought early on that Perrin was running Parent's scheme, and it was confirmed because that is his Twitch name. I was like, that's weird for Huggins to run,
right?
But maybe, but yeah, no, confirmed. Stop that!
You're confusing the poor broadcasters.
Only got so many brain cells. Is it when? I don't think it's when you're in.
I actually don't think it's when you're in. I think it's I think it's just it is the original playoff format, just race the chase itself. But if they want any shot at all, they have to win. So it's essentially for them a must win either way. Yeah, it's just the original chase format. 12 drivers all reset.
Well, I mean, he's getting you a lot of airtime, so it's a good friend right there.
Yeah, great marketing from the Tenold Galvin Racing fellas. Ten laps to go. The gap 4.5 seconds. Cade McClenny closing in for second potentially here. Sam Hines, Sean Anderson going at it. And how about Sam Hines, though? He'll be your biggest mover barring a late race catastrophe. Made his next-gen debut last week at Pocono. Wrecked inside of 15 laps. Hard. Race immediately over. Wrecked with his, I guess he runs for the Tenold Galvin in next up, I believe. Involved in a wreck with the next-gen team owner. That's not a good way to start, but paid off here tonight. He'll look to get maybe a top 5. He's got some guys hot on his heels, but an incredible turnaround week to week there for the 14 driver. I guess the 114 officially, but solid race for Sam Hines. Either way, if he gets 4th, 5th, or 6th, it's a very good night for him. That's really the closest battle we're watching inside the top 10, as well. If can Cade McClenny catch Kyle Ritchie in the final 8 laps? Can Travis DeLeon catch Michael McElroy? Can Michael McElroy catch Andrew Tenold? And take that last spot in the top 10 away from him. Tenold looking for his second top 10 of the season. McElroy, same thing. And Travis DeLeon looking for his first top 10 all season. Nevertheless, a very strong run for the 15 machine.
I'm very surprised by Kyle Ritchie not able to close in.
He closed in that lap. That's because, oh man, that's because Casey Brown's racing him hard. That 98 machine all over the back of Parent Huggins. Trying to unlap himself, go from 2 laps down to 1 down. If you're Parent Huggins, just give it to him and you have time in hand. So yeah, he closed in by almost a second over the last 2 laps. Kyle Ritchie did. He'll run out of time. But if you're Parent Huggins, just let Casey Brown go. It does not mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. Also,
especially he's going to get up under you and eventually, force you off that bottom line there.
Seriously. So a little bit of late drama. Just trying to manage lap traffic.
And there will definitely be a battle here between Kyle Ritchie and Cade McClenny for second.
Absolutely. And here's the battle for the last spot in the top 10 as well. So we're watching the battle for second. And as well the battle for 10th, which is held by McElroy.
Tenold versus McElroy? I'd turn the league owner for top 10.
Tenold put it on 105, McElroy 109, Travis 109, so they both have a little bit fresher tires than Andrew Tenold, and they're putting them to good use with 4 laps to go. McClenny trying everything he can to get to that outside of Kyle Ritchie off of turn 4. Looks like he'll get there. He'll try and side draft him back as they head off into turn number 1. 3 laps to go. McClenny trying to build up some momentum on that higher lane, but not able to do so on that lap. McElroy does get clear. Travis DeLeon trying to get clear, but that has let McElroy get away. He should hold on to 10th with coming to 2 laps to go. Casey Brown finally gets ahead. And maybe not. Hits the wall there. And this is continuing to hold up this 24 machine. The gap's 2.8 seconds. Cade McClenny does get the move done into 1. And he's just hoping Casey Brown somehow becomes the biggest roadblock in all of recorded history.
He would have to park it on the nose of Huggins.
He would have to do something devious, and that would make us look very bad in the post-race press conference. So don't do it, Casey. But he does get from 2 laps.
Oh, yeah, he's
to
on
1
our
laps.
team too.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do it. You're off the team if you do it.
But white flag either way. Race's official Perrin has backed it off just to be extra sure. A lot going on in the last lap as well. Sam Hines, Sean Anderson, etc., etc. We'll cut to that right after. Perrin Huggins works through 3 and 4 for the final time. He nailed the strategy in the second half of the race, and he'll pick up his 4th win in 7 races here at Texas. McClenny and Ritchie round out your podium, and to the line it is Sean Anderson in 5th, Sam Hines 6th, Bowers 7th, Randy chasing Matt Frady 8th and 9th. Michael McElroy gets the last spot in the top 10, and Travis did clear Tenold as well. Tiller crosses the line, last car on the lead lap, in 16th position.
Oh.
What a race.
I'm watching all the cars, slow down for, the end lap, and I just see Tenold come flying by.
Probably wants to celebrate with his driver. That's what he usually does. But Perrin Huggins, 4 wins in 7 races. And here comes the TGR contingent to come celebrate with him. Team burnout, why not? Sam Hines deserves to celebrate, though, with a 6th place finish. What's funny, yeah, Perrin gets first, Cade McClenny gets second. These guys, it'll be a titanic battle the rest of the season as well. They will be going at it all season long. 1 race left in the regular season. Regular season champion is up for grabs. And, fighting for the cut line next week at Talladega. It's going to be a wild one.
And definitely things you love to see. They both have larger teams. Well, I don't want to say they both have larger teams. TGR is a larger team, but Cabe can get, guys working together with him that I think would make, Super Speedway good racing.
Absolutely. Don't count out TTSL next week at Talladega. The move they pulled off last season, in the playoffs no less, was one of the best Super Speedway moves I've ever seen. So they're never out of it. I know the YJ boys, they work well together at Plate Track. So next week's going to be an incredible race, one way or the other. They all wreck, and we get a Jeffrey Rudik win, maybe. So that'd be pretty good. But let's go ahead and get your race winner up here in the booth. Here with Perrin Huggins, driver of the number 24 machine. Your 4th win in 7 races. Truly an incredible regular season to be had. And you're looking good with 1 race left in the regular season to have a really good run in the playoffs.
Yeah, man. Two tires was once again the winning call, buddy. That thing was rolling on the short runs. It was very tight there at the end, though. It worked out.
Definitely. You came in with Kyle Ritchie. You guys came in side by side. You take the 2 tires, beat them off pit roads. You come ahead by 4.5 seconds-ish. Didn't lose hardly any time on the run till the very end of the race. when you were just kind of backing it off in lap traffic. But you lost hardly any time on 2 tires, so very obviously the correct call here tonight. And that car came alive in the second half of the race on those 2 tires for sure.
Yeah, dude. I did not put in the time for practice that I needed to, and it took me about 50 or 60 or so laps to get back in my Texas groove again. But yeah, I'm glad it worked out, man. It was fun.
Yeah, absolutely. You would rather be the quickest car in the second half of the race rather than the first half, and that's what you were. And you pick up your 4th win in 7 races. Congratulations.
Sir, thank you.
Yep. Here with your runner-up tonight, Cabe McClenny, started on pole, just lost 1 spot over the course of the race. Kind of the defining moment for you was when you pitted on lap 32. Caution comes out 3 laps later. You had not yet gotten your lap back, and really spent the rest of the race trying to get that track position back, and you eventually wind up second in all of that.
Yeah, definitely not the strategy we wanted. Just another strategy race. I didn't go hard way, but I kind of was waiting for it. I just reverted back to the old ways last season of starting at the back and trying to see if I could drive through the field. And we almost got up there, but I knew Perrin took 2, and I contemplated taking 2 with him. I was talking to Doug, my crew chief, the whole time. Finally, Doug got to spot me for a race and ended up second. So thank you, Doug, again. But yeah, just tire strategy didn't work out, and I was contemplating it middle pit road, and just I unchecked it and put 4 tires on it instead of 2, and I think that's why we lost her.
And not a bad effort, though. You were down in 22nd at one point, all the way back to 2nd. You pick up another top 5. You have 1 win and then 4 top 5s outside of that. So incredible consistency. You and Perrin are locked in as the championship favorites. You guys going at it week in and week out, so it'll be a good battle. And you should still be the points leader heading into the regular season finale next week at Talladega.
Yes, sir. I think we extended the points lead. I've been watching Perrin in points because that's like the biggest guy right now. So been watching him. I think he's 8th or something, but we extend the points lead, I think, on Fillers or Bowers, whoever's second. So we keep having consistent runs, but I feel like this championship's going to come down to obviously me and Perrin. It's going to be like a Carl Edwards, Tony Stewart year, but I'm the consistent one. He's the one popping off all the wins. So we'll see. We'll see what goes down when the playoffs start.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on a good run, and we'll see you next week at Talladega. We'll get any shout-outs in that you have.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Nick Seipel. He's pretty good at Texas. He taught me a few tips this week. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Doug, for spotting. Hopefully I get him for a few more races the rest of the season. Thank you guys for broadcasting, and go check out my YouTube channel, KO5.
Congratulations again. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Seipel. I've been calling him Sipple. Man,
I think we all have been calling him Sipple.
Brutal. Either way. Let's go ahead and get your 3rd place finish up in here. Here with Kyle Ritchie, driver 76 machine. Led a lot of laps tonight, but it looks like the 2 tire call ended up being the right one tonight. You're one of the drivers that took 4 on that last stop, and that pretty much was the difference tonight for you.
Yeah, me and Dylan were talking about it. We looked at the tire wear the run before, and we saw the lefts were wearing out. We're like, I don't know, this might be sketchy, and we didn't think that through, obviously. So good win to Perrin. That was fun. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but I actually had fun at a Texas race. So
yeah, it was actually a really solid race. The virtual Texas puts on a much better product than real life. That last stop, though, I mean, you were absolutely going for it. You actually had a nose in front of Perrin. That was an incredible pit road entry. And then he took 2 and you took 4, and it kind of let the air out of the balloon a little bit. But I'll give you your due. That was a really good pit entry. So
I'm gonna shout out to Dylan because he pushes me every week to get better on pit entry, and I did that, and then I fucked up with taking 4 tires instead of 2.
You'll have that in them big time jobs. But next week's Talladega, you guys pulled off probably the best move we've had on this channel last season there. So I'm looking forward to that, and you guys will be back up at the front again, I'm sure.
Yeah, as much as we were good at Talladega, I'm still not looking forward to it. Still hate plate racing, but I know what our goal is next week, and it's to push Alex to the playoff spot and get Dylan a good run. Hopefully someone ends up in victory lane again like last time, but I guess we'll find out when it comes next week.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations again on another solid run here tonight, and will you get any shout-outs in if you have any?
Yes, can't believe I'm shouting out Wyatt, but I'm gonna shout Wyatt out for spotting for us, and Dylan and Alex for racing. Even though Alex had an unfortunate event happen to him, it was still a good showing for TTSL for once. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, congratulations again. We'll see you next week at Talladega.
thank you.
At least you didn't hit.
Hello.
Good evening.
What didn't we hit, Ryan Tiller? We'll start with you.
I mean, 34 other drivers and the outside wall.
Yeah, the turn 4 wall, you would have thought it was like Darlington-esque. I saw a lot of people hitting it tonight, but yeah, nevertheless, Texas, not everyone's favorite cup of tea. What was the takeaway tonight?
I used too much brakes getting on the pit road. That's how my takeaway. I had a top 10 car for sure and just screwed it up. So
Fair enough, honest assessment there. Let's see here, what we got going on in the rest. Mr. Sam Demien, you had some decent speed at times tonight. Were you busted for speeding? Is that what it was? I think
We did find ourselves getting hit with the radar.
right.
Speeding out of pit road right as we got to the line. Got on the gas too quick and saw that black flag raise. I was exiting, so had to take it back down. Probably would have been a good top 5 car, but can't win the race when you beat yourself up. So
No, get the mistakes out of the way in the regular season, at least hopefully. But the 21 machine finishes 21st.
yeah, so at least 21 and 21.
Right. Yeah, and then Casey Brown, you were fighting hard to unlap yourself at the end. Got yourself some good airtime at least there. Started 10th. Just didn't have, I guess, towards the second half of the race, that long run speed just wasn't probably where you would have wanted it.
No, we actually, same with Sam, got caught for speeding, so we were running 10th, 11th, right behind Randy and Schwartz, and came down pit road and just beat myself on that, just trying to get all the time I could. Yeah, just got caught. Yeah, I was really trying to race Perrin really hard, trying to get my lap back, just trying to, if a caution would come out, something, try to get lucky, whatnot. But yeah, definitely had probably a good top 10 car. Just beat myself like I normally do, and we'll take it home 19th. And we probably gain a few positions and points, but we're not going to make the cutoff by no means. But we'll just keep trying and go to Talladega next week.
Absolutely, you guys work well there as a team, so I'm excited to see what you guys pull off next week, and we'll do some pit entry practice, and we'll be ready to rock and roll next week. Oh, Randy just hopped in. Randy, how we doing?
I'm here.
Yes.
No, not too bad actually.
Yeah, 9th place. Passed a lot of cars tonight.
I did. Qualifying was not good. Got lucky on that first caution. Got track position, and that lasted a whole 2 corners.
For save of the race too, as well.
Yeah, we was able to save the car, but had to go back to the rear again, and was able to get back into the top 10. So, all in all, for a track that I absolutely hate, to come back to a top 10 after pretty much being in the rear twice, we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to Talladega next week, fellas. You guys work well there, and I'm excited for it. So we'll see you there.
Oh yeah, yep, can't wait.
Thanks, guys.
Here with the rest of the TGR contingent: Andrew Tenold, Sam Hines, Devin Galvin. We'll start with Mr. Sam Hines. 6th place finish here tonight. What a turnaround from last week at Pocono.
Yeah, 100%. I didn't kill my team owner this time, so I can go to bed with a smile on my face.
Yeah, absolutely, but it started all the way back at the back, 29th officially, I believe, but passed a lot of cars tonight. Had podium speed at times, so you were right up in there with some of the best that this series has to offer.
Yes, sir. I took 2 on that last stop, and I went a little too forward in my box, so I think that's what killed my chances there, but that was fun with Sean. He was getting close, and I thought I was going to have him, but I just went a tad too wide. But I'll always take a top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew Tenold coming home 12th tonight. Needed a good run, and that's what you got. and you'll be very close to, if not in the top 12, as we head into the next week's regular season finale at Talladega.
Absolutely. It's definitely a nerve-wracking points battle for the final couple of spots in the chase. It's definitely worth it. We had a good car tonight. All of the TGR cars are really, really good. They've been good all season, actually. And unfortunately, Josh had a network issue. It seems to be a common occurrence when it.
His whole PC crashed, you said.
Oh, yeah,
He had a
you're
hardware
right.
issue.
Yeah, it's hardware. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're all running really good. Very proud of the team. Extremely proud of the team.
So points are already unofficially updated. Tenold, you are in fact 12th. Last spot in. 2 points over Cody B. Johnson, 3 over William Bowman, 6 over McElroy, and 9 over Mr. Devin Galvin here. So Talladega, it's gonna.
Oh man, it's gonna be close.
It's gonna be a very hectic race for sure.
It'd be a shame if I won.
Well,
Good job, Andrew. You just guarantee that you will not.
Well, it's gonna be a balancing act. Because Tenold, you're obviously on a razor's edge. I mean, you're in. You could very easily be out, but now you got to get Devin back in as well. So it's going to be trying to get
you gotta get a spot open for me. You got to move up from 12th.
All right, fine. I'll just Kevin LePage the field.
Hey, as long as I'm not involved.
I know a guy for that. He's not here right now. I'm talking behind his back. I know a guy that can Kevin LePage.
We know a guy too. We don't really like him very much though.
But yeah, you guys got yourself in a really good position. I know you guys work well as a team at those plate tracks, so it'll be. I know you guys will be in position to get some more cars in next week.
Absolutely. That's our goal. Talladega is a very unpredictable track, though, so we can work as a team all we want, and we can also just get taken out by something that ain't even our fault. So we'll see how it goes.
I'm just gonna say it now, guys. White flag. I don't care if you're my teammate or not. I'm going for it.
Fair enough.
Andrew, if it's me, you better care.
Yeah, we'll be sure to be watching you on the white flag for sure. Yeah, we all know how Daytona races, last race of regular season, in real life. So this is gonna be next week's gonna be an all timer. I feel like so. Looking forward to it, fellas.
Could be a slugfest for sure.
Absolutely. Well,
it always is. Yeah. It always is.
I wish you guys the best of luck, and we'll see you next Monday night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
So parent never got called.
Hello.
Wide.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
I'm surprised Kyle Ritchie's not in sensitivity training yet. I'm just kidding.
What? You will be.
Listen.
Finding out his punishment.
But here with Alex Chira, Dylan Philbich, the rest of the TTSL boys. Dylan, you just missed out on a podium. Alex, totally just exploded on light contact. So, but Dylan, we'll start with you.
Yeah. This is about. This is a back-to-back weeks, and about the 17,000th time that me and Kyle finished back-to-back, and I finished exactly one spot behind him. Overall, it was good. Qualified 12th. I hate this track with the burning passion, but I'm always able to be like decent at it. I still say that we absolutely need to call in the Air Force and carpet bomb this place. Yeah, let's just save Coda and carpet bomb. Just
get some Corey LaJoy domestic terrorism here.
Well, there was we had a week off for that. It was actually a kind of calm race. We only had the one caution.
Right.
But yeah, it was. Well, I mean, the backfish almost turned to one, but yeah, it was good. We finished good. That's all that matters. Me and Kyle got great points days, so we're just gonna focus on Alex next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Alex, you were running good. I had some decent speed, and then obviously, I knew you had some damage from that. I did not think the toe link would explode from that. That caught me by surprise.
Yeah, man. It's really honestly just mixed feelings right now. I think it's kind of the opposite of last week. I knew I was gonna be pretty fast at Pocono because it's probably one of my best old tracks, and I just like Pocono. So I think last week hurt pretty good. This week I think hurt a bit more though because I really wasn't expecting to be quick at all. I thought I was gonna be maybe top 15 barely. And then the race started going on, and I was like, oh, actually, I'm keeping up with the guys right now. And then the one restart just sucks that it happened. I think I could have made that move stick if I didn't get run right into the wall right after that. Could have been a TTSL 1, 2, 3 for a little bit there, but just sucks.
Like 5 laps.
Yeah, it'd have been for I'd probably give it like 3 laps on that, and it'd have been gone. But just kind of sucks back-to-back weeks to finish. I think I actually finished the same spot 2 weeks in a row. So just
Consistency.
sucks. Yeah, I'm consistently in the back. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But we'll go into it next week, like Dylan said. I think for me, I'm gonna go into it like a must-win situation, no matter what.
Hey, good news is you're still in the top 12. You are 10th.
Oh, I am?
It is very fine margins though for a
Do you
lot
happen
of
to
people.
know what? Do you happen to know what my gap is to 12th?
Unofficially, you are 10th, tied with Kevin Bully, 1 point behind Sean Anderson. So 9th to 9th to 14th is 7 points.
Oh, all right, then.
Dylan, aren't you
mentality
glad we
doesn't
had a
change
good
then.
season?
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys.
Bro, we get to go to Talladega and not have to worry about anything. We can treat it like a carb cup and make everybody afraid of us. I'm like, Kyle, we just figured out the
Actually,
stretch.
you know what, Dylan? I like
Kyle,
that
we
idea.
might be the
Let's
domestic
just-
terrorism tour
let's
next
just
week.
send it next
We're
week.
gonna
at this
switch our
point.
team from TTSL to Corey LaJoy Racing next week.
Yes, that's a good idea. Just I'll send
Warning
it.
on the field
I'm
now.
very excited because I know the moves you guys had last season was one of the best I've ever seen. So
I'm gonna be straight up with you. When I have nothing to lose on a play track, I can go like full Joey Logano
that was
without
kinda-
wrecking everybody. But listen, Carb Cup doesn't count or hosted.
I think it still kind of does, just slightly.
I need to see y'all on
Yeah,
Wildcard
Michael,
with all
I just
that
want to point
talk.
out
I'm
for
just
legality
saying.
purposes.
I'm just saying.
Michael, that's a joke for legality purposes. There will be nothing intentional next week except Alex gonna win. Just don't check the car after the race.
Back into the wall in the celebration.
Yeah,
We need to call in our
I'm
team
looking.
manager.
Trouble!
God.
Oh, I'm out of
We're
here.
calling in our team manager Wyatt Garrett to cheat the cars next week.
Oh, you need counsel. Don't talk to ownership without your legal counsel representing you.
Yeah, we're
behind doors.
We're already prepping the legal.
Why spends all our team money on candy corn?
Him and his brand new.
Don't
candy
have enough
corn
money for the lawyers.
discovered.
Rookie move there. They didn't get Al Capone for all the illegal stuff he did. They got him on tax evasion.
Literally,
Right?
You can't. I mean, as long as Michael's doesn't work for the IRS,
No,
it should be
speaking of
good.
devil,
Cheer up.
he's here.
The R stands for racing.
Cheer, you can't take it easy next week.
I'm not taking it easy next week. No, I'm setting it 3 wide.
Oh,
lap
okay.
one.
I was gonna say, man.
No,
we just
I-
updated points, and you're pretty close.
Oh Jesus, that's
Yeah,
you're
we're
scaring
gonna-
me just a little bit more, Michael. I was scared before I even entered the race. That was just
Here-
oh man.
Here's the plan. We're gonna get Alex out. We're gonna get Alex out front and have him be clear. Then me and Kyle are gonna go side by side, and there's 4 lanes. I'll block 2. He blocks 2.
Ah, that's a good idea right there.
Yeah,
Or we
Kyle-
just
You're gonna do the College Racing
The College,
2022.
yes!
Now Dylan's giving our strategy away, so that's not gonna work.
So don't
Come
yeah.
on,
So
Dylan.
so real quick.
Kyle, I've given us 4 different
So
strategies.
We're actually
real
just
quick,
gonna
real
wreck the
quick,
whole
real
field.
quick. So what you do is the College Racing 2022, where we have all 3 lanes and one of you is guaranteed to win. Don't do the JR Motorsports 2023 where they control all 3 lanes and they all 3 wreck each other. Don't do that.
That's
Fun fact: Colic still
I'd
did that.
rather-
Actually, they did that the next year too. I was at both
Yeah.
of those races, and yeah, they went from being top of the. Oh damn! Wait, they went from being the best to the worst. Collie might be in trouble.
Well, we're not the best to
Yeah,
begin with.
but Junior Motorsports,
No, we're not, but
Junior
like-
Motorsports is a masterclass of like, hey, we're controlling the Super Speedway race, and then
choking.
yeah. So don't do that.
I feel like Junior Motorsports is just good at that, where they have control and then the drivers mess each other up. Like, didn't they have it where 3 out of the 4 cars were in the Final 4 one year, and then they still lost?
Literally, yes.
They still lost to Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs of all people.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a dark day for me, as my Chevy fandom was
Same.
was dark. But
They lost to anybody else.
Right.
I'd have been less upset if they lost to Austin Hill.
no, let's not get crazy.
No,
let's
no,
not hang
yeah,
on.
let's not go
wait a
overboard.
minute.
Okay.
Austin Hill drives a Chevy, and I'll still never root for that man. Never. Let's.
He could drive the fastest car in existence and the best manufacturer. I will never support him.
Yeah.
You
but-
literally cheer for Max Verstappen. That is BS.
Shush.
Hey. Anywho,
No,
look
secret,
at.
no, actually, I cheer for Max Williams. That's why I cheer.
That's a W. All right, fellas. Well, good luck next week. It's gonna be crazy. I'm looking forward to it.
We'll give you some. We'll give you some content with at least 10 to go.
Something I'm sure you
It might be
will.
It might be boring before that, but we'll get you content with
All
10 to
right,
go.
that'll be good. Looking forward to it, fellas.
All right.
Yep. TTSL is going to either put on the best plate performance you've ever seen or one of the all-time stinkers. There's no in-between with them. I'm calling it.
I'm bringing the Febreze then.
TTSL legacy on the line next week at Talladega. Either way, not just them, but there's a lot of guys that are going to be sweating those points. But before we head into that chaos next week, we'll build it up. We'll build the suspense for a week. All right, your final thoughts on tonight's race, the Rudik for President 195.
Wait, breaking information.
Breaking news from League owner
YJ
Michael
Media
McHale.
Motorsports has dropped to second in team standings.
Why is that breaking news?
Because TTSL has just taken over the lead. You guys have been in the lead like all season.
To be fair, I don't even know who's on the team.
You have to have a team meeting.
We need to practice pit entry next week. Or this week, I guess. Yeah.
Great podcast, guys. We'll see
you. Man came in here to say we're in shambles. There's breaking news.
Exactly.
Breaking news. Your team is collapsing. Man, my own team and Lester just collapsing. You hate to see it.
Yeah, hey, guess what?
What?
Astros throw no hitter.
Good for them.
Not even a team one. It was a.
Hey, we're second in team points without a win. All right, that's all I'm saying. Anywho, your final thoughts on tonight's race?
I really thought it might get into one of like a caution fest. They got it out of the way early. We got 2 green flag cycles in, a nice like actual strategy for the race win. Perrin made it look a lot worse than it was. Got out by 2 seconds. But that's what you want like a dominant car to do. And he, proved to be that dominant car at the end.
Absolutely. Yeah. It was a great race. Only 2 cautions, I believe. And we'll head next week for the all-important regular season finale. So looking forward to it. Y'all have a great week. We'll see you next Monday night, 8:30 Eastern Time. Y'all take care.